I start one of these sculptures, they're pretty jagged. I first start by laying out my rough edge, my rough line. And from there, I'll refine that edge so it flows nicely all the way around the piece. I'll look at it and see maybe just a little bit needs to come off just one area, just a slight amount. But that slight amount will make the difference in how well the piece flows. One of the most important things is proportion. It needs to flow smoothly from one part into the next. The definition of line, the thickness of the piece all the way through, the smoothness, the contours, all have to come together. I think when a piece is finished, there's so much that people never realize. They just look at it and it's going to be pleasing to them or it's not. And I think when it's not pleasing to them is when the line isn't correct, when it doesn't flow properly. It needs to give the illusion of smoke or vapor. And this is one of my ribbon series. This is made out of walnut and nearing the completion stage. So the way the line moves in here is very important, the thickness of it. Making sure that it's nice and smooth, no interruptions, and flows all the way from beginning to end. So you can take your hand and literally go all the way around it. I worked on these things. Gosh, I was thinking about these kind of forms literally for years. You know, people say, oh, how long did it take you to make that? All my life. Everything I've learned up to this point is what it's taken to make this. So how do you put a value on that? To my knowledge, nobody else is doing anything like this. When it comes to commission work, I don't limit myself to any one style. I need to listen to the customer. Listen to what they have to say. Look at the space of where they want to put something. I don't care if it's in a home and they just want a coffee table, or if it's in a church and they need a new altar or a new lectern or something like that. You need to see the space, get an idea of what the people want, see what else they've got there, what kind of wood do they want to use. In the past I've done reception areas where they were laminated Formica tops and fluorescent lighting underneath and things like that. Very, very utilitarian. And from there to my freeform sculptures and literally everything in between.
We're delighted with Jay Stratton's work, and more than that, working with him. We found him to be a person who works well with all sorts of different kinds of people, different vendors, contractors, and it was a thrill, actually, to watch the project come into life.
You move from the altar to the ambo lectern, the baptismal font, all the different pieces that I made, large cross. All the veneer matches, all the wood matches. It all looks very much the same and like it all really belongs together.
He reads the context well, so when he designs, he integrates it with where it will reside, where it will end up. He understands wood as if it's a living being, a product that comes to life.
When I delivered the tables to First Congregational Church and we set them in place, and they just looked like they always had been there.
When he was doing the planning, he spent about a month planning it out very carefully and coming back. And the pulpit has 8 sides, the baptismal font has 8 sides, and now it seems so obvious that the table would have 8 sides, but we didn't see that. He saw that. It seems obvious now that you would have this vininess. He noticed the vininess in the carvings, and he incorporated what was already here, and also we were able to reclaim that important symbol that the vine, we understand Christ as the vine. He said, I am the true vine. And so the first year I was here, I didn't even realize what that carving was. And then it hit me one day, it's like, well, that's viney. That's a vine. So it's perfect for a table that represents Christ. To have a table that's now sitting there all the time when there wasn't for years and years, that's a huge change for the congregation, and they accepted it immediately, embraced it, thought it was just beautiful.
When I deliver a piece, and somebody says, "Oh, that's more than I expected. That's better than I thought it would be," or "I had no idea it would be this nice." That's what does it for me.